Alright guys, I'm sorry. I actually didn't mess up. I was just thinking to myself, I should have made it 16. I know, sorry about that. Okay, so here it is. This is exactly where we were, except for I added in the 16th because that helps me see stuff. So whenever I'm looking at this, I've got it, I went through, I flipped it. Hopefully you can see what happened. Hopefully this matches your thing. So I'm looking at it and I'm saying, hey, let me see what's going on here. Which numbers are open? The ones that are still open are 1, 4, 9, and 16. And everything else is closed. So I think maybe you can see a pattern that's in there, hopefully. So you can see that what? Those are all perfect squares. Yeah. So what you will do as you look through the locker problem, just to wrap this up really quickly, is you're going to have some questions. How many lockers will be open? How many lockers will be closed? Which lockers are open and why? And when I say why, perfect square is not enough because I just gave you that answer. So you're going to have to think about the math that's going on behind the scenes whenever you talk about, okay, 1, 4, 9, and 16 are perfect squares. So think about that so that you know what's going on. And then it's going to ask some other questions. Which lockers will be switched the most number of times and why? How many lockers and which ones will be switched exactly twice? So you should be thinking about that. For instance, which ones did we switch twice? For instance, I can give you one. Number 2. Number 2 was opened by number 1 and then closed by number 2. And that's it. Number 3. Number 3 was opened by number 1 and closed by number 3. And it was never touched again. So there are others on this thing, if you go through and kind of play with it, which is your goal for this first lesson. If you were in my class, I would send you home with this and tell you to go examine these things and figure it out. And then it says, it doesn't say, but it should say why. Why are those only switched exactly twice? So think about that. And what about number 1? It only got touched once. So it doesn't ask that question, but think about it. This is the end of your lesson for the first day. So I'm going to load this up. What I want from you is I want you to have either typed into the locker problem or written over it or print it and then write on it or just write me up a little scenario that solves all of those to let me know that you have been working on the locker problem. So what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to talk to you much more about this until after the first week of school. So you really need to read the book and play with this problem, and then I'll be back soon with your actually second video for the week, even though I had a part 2 here. All right, thanks.